Hello, hola, Abel here. I come to you in my most intimate of versions. I did not have the energy to polish myself up, to fluff and air out my hair, to put on contacts that have been burning me all weekend. And so I come to you like this, with my hair wrapped up and with my glasses, which I have always held shame for because they're so thick. They're so thick and they don't fit the aesthetic of what I like to present to people. But the point of this YouTube channel is to come as you are energy, as opposed to presenting to you a version of me that I'm comfortable with you interacting with. That being said, because I lack so much energy, I have been paying attention to what's going on. I lack energy because I haven't been resting well. I struggle with caffeine consumption and I added Shilajit and I didn't really think that that shit was gonna like really pop off. It pops off. Try to use that moderately and use it, like dosing up as opposed to just going full out like I did. I go to the extreme. Don't follow my lead and also talk to your doctor. I am not an expert. Whatever you come here to do is to be entertained and to listen. That is it. Don't sue me for shit. I'm not liable for none of your shit. That being said, I've been looking at what is causing my restlessness, and I feel that a lot of the issues that I'm facing is that I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with all of the transitions in my life. It seems like what I've prayed for is coming into fruition, but what I didn't pray for was the fortitude to be able to move through the transitions with a little bit more grace. It feels like I haven't been able to provide myself the sustenance that I need in terms of food, in terms of rest, in terms of downtime and stillness. And I already struggle with all of those areas. So imagine as I'm going through all of these transitions in my life, how those fall to the wayside and I don't pay attention to those things because I'm giving my energy to everything else because I have this crippling anxiety about what my life is going to be and having the need to know so that I'm the best prepared and so that nothing catches me off guard. That is the trauma speaking, of course. The trauma of growing up a firstborn child of immigrants who moved to this country and have put all of their weight on your shoulders. So, as I'm going through these transitions, of course, I'm reflecting on how I'm using my energy and where my energy can be used the best and how I can use it smartly, wisely, as opposed to believing that I have this infinite source of energy for the body. The body is limited. This human experience comes with limitations, it comes with restrictions, which is the point of you having this experience is to live in spite of those limitations. And so I had to shift as I'm looking at the energy expenditures. I had to shift. I had to shift from thinking that I could do everything and anything that I wanted to do and I would be able to do it to understanding that I actually do have restrictions and limitations that I have to account for. And that was not an easy shift. Essentially, what I had to do was bring myself down from that crazy pedestal that I put myself up on and restructure the framework with which I was functioning from. That creates a breakage, a rupture within your own consciousness that is a mindfuck in itself. And so now you have to restructure the way that you think about who you are, what you are, how you move through the world. And learning those lessons ultimately help you navigate a little bit better. However, it is still not an easy thing to do. You have to grieve who you thought you were to accept this new version of yourself with the restrictions, with the limitations, in order to get to the place where I feel like I'm getting to, where I'm able to reflect and really sit with the truth of the limited energy that I have on a daily basis, right? And then having daily goals or goals for the week and adjusting my time, adjusting my attention according to what I want to achieve. Instead of having this crazy mindset of like, oh, it doesn't matter. I can just do everything and anything I want because I'm a bad bitch and I've always handled my shit and energy is infinite and I'm a divine human being and I can do it all. I can do it all. It's a complete paradigm shift of thinking. Ultimately, as I always do, after thinking about myself for a very long time, I shifted to the collective and I think about how it's affecting our society and how it's affecting our communities. And I really have to bring it back to what's going on politically in the United States. Number 47 is doing a whole lot of fuck shit that he said he was going to do, that he has done before, and that they're going to continue to do for the next 4 years. And who knows if it's going to be more than that. And I see a lot of people surprised and panicked and sad, and I struggle understanding the usefulness of those emotions other than to process and grieve them, right? I believe that if we find ourselves in a situation where we feel hopeless or we feel like the way that we have externalized our power is not working for us and we are depending on a government or a centralized system to really take care of us as a society and it's not doing that, instead of sitting around and panicking and giving your energy through social media, I do believe that is so important and it's critical that you use that energy. Sure, stay aware. Stay aware so that you can protect yourself and protect your loved ones, right? And so that you can inform your fight. But I don't think that you should dive into a spiral of understanding all of the implications regarding the tariffs, regarding the Equal Opportunities Act being rescinded, the removal of trans language from federal government sites, like focusing on everything that is going on is taking energy away from you. I don't have kindness in my words nor in my energy when I'm telling you this. Stop giving your energy away to these people. That is what they want. They want you to be on your phone as much as you possibly can while also struggling to survive so that you feed them the energy that you have. The energy that you use on a daily basis, it gets used up, girl, and it's up to you how to use it. Now, my question for you is, do you want your energy being sucked up by these bitches who don't give a fuck about you and are continuing to just not only colonize your fucking consciousness and your subconscious, but also putting you in this cycle, in this hamster wheel where you are in fear, where you're distrusting your neighbor, where you are hopeless, so that they can continue to feed off of your energy. Because your energy and staying in that state of fear, staying in that state of hopelessness, is creating the reality that we are currently living. It feeds itself. The system feeds itself. Those airplane crashes, the issues with the water that is coming real quick, real soon. Prepare for that. Get your filters, by the way. All of these incidences, all of these situations, the moments that are being portrayed in the media, they're meant to keep you in a specific vibration so that you're vulnerable enough to one, stay down so that you feel hopeless and you don't do shit about it, but two, so that they can take your energy, transmute it, and alchemize it into their own version of abundance. I'm not telling you what to do, but I am asking you to take a deeper look at how you are using your time, how you are using your energy. Take a look at what you are paying attention to. And I want you to have that exercise within yourself, mentally, on a journal, whatever the fuck works for you, do it. If you have to use a dry erase board, which I think is very fun, and you have one, do it. If you need to create a little picture of these things, a little list, do it. But you must sit down with yourself and internalize your power, internalize your energy, and really ask yourself, am I doing myself good, staying up to date with every single issue, every single change, every single update from this presidency? And not only that, every incident that happens because of it. If you were to ask my opinion, if you're staying this long in this video, you are. I wouldn't want to use my energy for that. I would want to use my energy to create something that benefits me and the people that I love in the ways that I think the world should be. What is that for you? What makes you happy? What change do you want to see in the world that you are passionate about? Focus on that. Get off of TikTok, get off of Instagram. And again, I am not coming from a place where I am perfect and I don't fall into my own spirals on Instagram, mainly because TikTok is like a library for me. I think I'm a little too old to fall into the TikTok trap, or at least TikTok missed me, or I missed her, whatever. Look at the time that you are using on social media. Be honest with yourself. Don't judge yourself. You don't have to judge yourself. Don't be a judgy bitch like I'm judging you right now. Maybe I should just adjust my tone. I don't know. Use your time wisely. If you have time in the day where you are spending scrolling, that is a grand privilege. It's a grand privilege because you could be using that time to improve the self, to meditate, to get in tune with your heart center. Time away from the distraction of the matrix being the media, the presidency, all of the world that you see around you. It is very real and you should definitely interact with it. But what I'm saying is you cannot be fully submerged in it that you forget yourself, that you then externalize your power because you are hopeless or lost in fear. Use the energy that you are given wisely. Give it care. Don't give it away. You scroll for hours on end, you're giving away your energy, bro. Do you want that for yourself? For real? Do you want that for yourself? Or do you want the thing that you say that you want to see in the world, the change that you want to see in the world, but you're not doing shit about it? And you don't know. You're probably the person tasked with that fucking job right now as you walk this path, as you journey in this humanity. But you're not doing it because you're worried about what's happening and what this motherfucker's doing with the presidency and with this country. But the thing is, if you were actually pressed and not sitting so comfortably and loftily on the pedestal of comfort that we have all put ourselves on, you would be doing something about it. You would be organizing. And again, I have said this, I think, in a previous video. Do what is in your lane. I'm not saying that you have to be out in the front lines, you have to be protesting, you have to be a fucking social justice warrior, and your voice has to be heard and all these things. No, everyone has a lane. Stick to it. But do something. Just don't use your energy staying on social media or having arguments with bitches who really don't give a fuck about you or your opinion and are going to continue to vote for someone who gives two shits about who you are, about your life, and about the state of a country or the world. There is a balance between individualism and collectivism that we all are going to be asked to teeter. We're going to have to walk that line. Collectivism in the sense of building community, organizing, creating mutual aid, creating your own systems where you can function, your own systems of manufacturing, your own systems of agriculture. Individualism, where you are really taking care of yourself, where you are not siphoning your energy to somebody else. So, just so that I can leave us with some lightness before we exit the video. Be kind to yourself. Have grace on this journey of self-reflection as you take a look at how you're using your energy on your day-to-day life. But be real and be honest and don't delude yourself into thinking that you're doing something that you're actually not. Because the only person that you're hurting is you. And if you want to see the change that you dream of in this world, it starts with you, baby. We've heard this time and time again, so much so that it's a cliche. It starts with you, and then you can externalize that change, and you can see it manifest itself in a beautiful world that you have created alongside other beautiful people. So pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to the energy that you have, how much of it you have realistically, that one's for me, and how you're using it. And what does that mean for you? I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying warm. It is brutally cold out here. It's so cold that I have moved from being angry in the cold to being just like, wow, I'm miserable and depressed. You know the winter is bad in New York City when bitches got their big ass coats on and they have it all zipped all the way up because a New Yorker loves to show his outfit, their outfit, her outfit. But them bitches have been zipped up. And I have the grand privilege of being able to drive in this city because fuck the MTA in this cold weather. So stay warm if you are in a frozen tundra like I am. And remember to take some time for yourself, take time for stillness, and to not stimulate yourself. I struggle with that too. So sympathies on my end. And I'll talk to you later. Ciao.